So I've posted a couple videos now about productivity and work ethic, and even a few videos at my attempts at being motivational. But it's because all these topics are things that I've struggled with personally. So again, in this video, I'm going to be going over a couple things that I've learned about discipline and how I feel that my mindset about working has slowly started to shift in the right direction. Because I feel like it's really changed my perspective about work in general. And the first lesson I've learned is that we are in charge of our own time. I've learned a lot about productivity recently, and this is one of the many lessons that I've learned. And it sounds pretty obvious at first, but when you really think about it, it's pretty eye-opening, or at least it was for me. So when you say the statement, I don't have time, maybe your friend asked you to hang out on a certain day, but you didn't really want to go, and you didn't want to hurt their feelings, so you would tell them, I don't have time. Or maybe you're on a diet and you know that you should be heading to the gym to work out, but you're just not really feeling it that day, so you tell yourself, I don't have time. But what's really happening is that you don't actually not have time, you just have another task that you would much rather be doing. Maybe a show that you've been waiting for all week to premiere is premiering during the time that your friend asked you to hang out. Or maybe you're the type of person who hates exercising, so instead of going to the gym to work out, suddenly studying for the test that you have next week doesn't seem so bad. So the statement, I don't have time, really means that the thing that was asked of me to do is not as important as what I want or need to do. So how does this relate to discipline? Ironically, most of the things that we need discipline to do are things that are going to benefit us in the long term, but are really painful to do in the short term. So for students, for example, you really don't want to study for the exam that you have next week because, let's face it, who likes study? And it's really painful for you to do. But in reality, if you do well on this next exam, hopefully it'll help you to get a good grade in that class, which will help you graduate with your degree, which will get you a good job, and so on and so forth. So for this example, studying for your test is really painful in the short term, but really beneficial for you in the long term. The realization that there's really no excuse for you to not put in the work towards the things that you need to get done, because most of the time, you're in charge of your own time. And I think that really puts things into perspective. If you have a test that you really need to study for, think about not how you feel before or while you're studying for the test, because in the end, those feelings are temporary. You're not gonna feel that pain after you finish studying for the test. And if you push through those feelings and you end up doing well on your test, those results compared to how you were feeling before is much more permanent. So are you going to depend your test results on how you're temporarily feeling while you're studying for it? Or maybe there's something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe you've wanted to learn a new skill set or start a side project. I feel like in most instances, it's up to you as to whether or not you're going to start it. So maybe think about putting off that TV show for now. Learning and realizing this has challenged me to really think about what I do throughout the day and if it brings closer to where I want to be a few months or a few years from now. It will feel better later. We as humans are wired to want instant gratification. So take the lottery for example. People put hundreds of thousands of dollars every year into the slight possibility that they're going to win the lottery ticket. Because in their minds, even if it's just a tiny percentage that they're going to win, if they do win, they're going to be set for the rest of their life. They won't have to spend the next 20 to 30 years working their butts off, trying to provide for themselves and their family. All the money that they've ever wanted will be handed to them on a silver platter if they just match those winning numbers. And nowadays, technology has just worsened that problem. People will pay a yearly fee to Amazon for Amazon Prime just to get 2-day free shipping, something close to instant gratification. Granted, there's a whole bunch of other different perks now, but that was the main incentive that Amazon started with. And we log onto social media so we can instantly check how our friends are doing, looking at all of their highlights. And we have the ability to instantly call, video call, or message them, something that we can only dream of a couple decades ago. And that's not even bringing up the main tool that we have at our fingertips, our phones. With the internet, we basically have access to all the information that we could ever want right at our fingertips. So it's not a surprise that working on things that are going to benefit us long into the future, procrastination has become such a common issue because we really aren't wired to think long term. We want what we want when we want it. So in our daily lives, we would much rather watch TV shows or movies and get that instant shot of dopamine rather than finishing the 5-page essay that we need to get done. Keep in mind that both of those tasks are going to give you that shot of dopamine, but only one of them will give them to you much quicker. And the other one will probably take a lot longer and be a lot harder than the other. And most of the time, like I mentioned repeatedly, it's the harder and longer task that's really going to benefit you in the long run. But one thing that I've continually experienced and realized throughout the years is that while your workday may be tedious or tiring, and at that moment it's probably the last thing that you want to do, at the end of the day, when you think back on what you did, you feel accomplished and you feel like you're one step closer towards your end goal. And for many of you watching, you've never had this problem. You've developed this good habit when you were younger. Maybe you really can't relate to what I'm talking about. But sadly, this wasn't true for me. So a personal example from my end, I used to literally watch a TV show all day from morning to night rather than doing the work that I had to get done. And throughout the day, it felt great. And I mean, really great. I was laughing, I was enjoying the plot, I was immersed in the storyline, relating with the characters. But after I finished the show, at the end of the day, it didn't feel that great anymore. Yes, the show was entertaining and all, but could I really take something from the show and apply it into my own life? Most of the time, it was just pure entertainment. And so, now that I had finished the show, reality suddenly kicked in. I hadn't worked on the essay that I was supposed to. I lost another day of studying for an exam that I have next week. All of the stress from my actual life hit me all at once. And I felt hopeless because I couldn't do anything about it. So adopting this mindset that the work that you need to get done might not be the most fun in the world, if you can just temporarily disregard how you're feeling to get that work done, you'll put future you in a much better place and you'll feel much more accomplished at the end of the day. Thinking this way has pushed me to do the work that I need to get done, even when I would much rather be doing something else. And I found out that the more you do it, the easier it becomes. In fact, now when I do stray away and I start watching videos or I start playing games, it doesn't take too long for me to feel guilty about what I'm doing and shorten that time span of entertainment and extend the time that I have actually doing work. And at the end of the day, I don't go to bed anymore stressing about what I didn't do that day because I've learned to temporarily disregard my feelings to get my work done. It requires work, a lot of it. So have you ever heard what the difference between hearing and listening is? Basically, the difference between the two is that you can hear something but have it enter one ear and exit the other, meaning that you biologically heard what that person was saying, but you didn't really think about or process or take to heart what he was actually saying. But the difference with listening is that you'll hear what someone is saying, think about, maybe related to something you've experienced before. So hopefully you can give a well thought out opinion about what that person just told you. And I realized this was the mistake that I made when I heard the saying that being successful requires a lot of work. I had heard it, but to me it was just a saying. I never thought about or processed what that actually meant. And it stayed that way until I listened to a podcast recently when they were interviewing an entrepreneur. And throughout it, he described the crazy amount of workload that he had, his crazy work schedule, and how he's been sticking to the schedule every day for nearly a decade to get to where he is today. And like many successful individuals, you go on his social media and you see his nice cars, his nice clothes, his nice watches. And like I mentioned before, to regular people like us, it's easy to think that maybe he found a way to crack the system and get overnight success. But repeatedly throughout the podcast, he talks about how he has 90 to 100-hour work weeks every single week and how there's really no shortcut to success. All these online gurus that you see selling you courses, promising that you'll be successful in a few weeks or a few months from now, they never work. True success comes from working hard day in and day out, even when you don't feel like working. And for some reason, when I heard that, it clicked. I don't know if it was because of what he was saying or how he said it. I had heard this saying so many times before, but I never really felt the need to make this change in my own life. And now when I work, I constantly picture where I want to be a few months or a few years from now. And when I'm not working, I'm constantly reminded how what I'm doing now isn't helping me at all to get to where I want to be. And just that thought alone pushes me to get back to work, regardless of how I'm feeling. And I know now that in order to have true, long-lasting success, it's going to take a while, a couple years at the very least. But I believe that if I follow that entrepreneur's habits and mindset, I know I'll get there eventually. And I didn't make this video because I'm claiming to have this mastered. If anything, this video in a way serves as motivation for me to get my workflow in order. And hopefully I help someone out with at least one of these points, either to get you thinking about your workflow or maybe motivating you to start a side project. Like always, if you made it to the end, you clearly didn't find me too boring. So go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. And that's been it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.